Hi guys, all the people in Hollywood and the artists. I would love to be able to work with you guys and to I'll just get to the point. George Washington's maniacal frustration. Okay, it's mediators. Okay, I that would be great if I had some sort of team because that way you have someone who really knows me, and that would be the best because you know and and I'd like to have them nearby. Not too close, but maybe sometimes maybe. Um, and because these people, I will relate to them regularly, and just in case that the maniacals, uh, California is, especially first generation California, without any old work, the whole statistical spaghetti thing, and that yeah, I really hope that the Democratic leadership, Biden, etc., understand that you can't scapegoat your own friends. Okay, you have to like George Washington is is a is a active reality that isn't a game, isn't a conversation at all. That's the worst thing possible, unless if it is absolutely intimate and vetted and all this. That Thomas Jefferson, okay, that's the Hollywood people by and large. Um, okay, all those cool people, I would be stoked to work with and to have some security elements. And again, it's not some class war or something like that. Is the most absurd thing because that you'd end up with a retarded world. Actually, if I don't care whether you're the highest class or the lowest class. That's what you would create as a truly retarded, mentally deficient cop out, okay? Or a psychotic world. And just because televisions and the internet and Gutenberg and Ben Franklin's GPS, just because that exists doesn't mean that we should have some psychotic world or a sociopathic validation of psychopathic rationales. The validation and the rationale of the sociopathic into the psychotic, the deficient, basically. I don't know. Sometimes you may have a psychopath who is excellent, but the sociopathic seems to overpower that, and the psychopathic is almost completely trivial. It's mostly, um, a complete lack of consciousness. Someone who just really loves money and nothing but that, and maybe follows the the guy who is exposed to female hormones, the lab animal who is exposed to um, I don't know, is that Mozart? I don't know. It's um, I I believe no that I've met some case studies in the old world, people who told me their story and are good friends, um, that it's more the single mother than the predominant father in the old world. Um, and that's in the old world. And then the new world's the opposite, unless if you're Jewish, which you're always European. If you're remotely Jewish, I guess something like this. I don't know what. But certainly, all those people in Hollywood, Spielberg, okay. I'm just really, emotionally deranged. My childhood sucked, and I just wish that had been some escape, that I hadn't been stuck in some good intentions Catholic school on the West Coast, especially. Anywhere but there. And yeah, I would gladly go anywhere. But I'm just comparing, the life that some people had and the life that I had. It's very, very different. If I had the perfect childhood, well, especially if I had a single mother and was an only child, because that one really shows up. Angelina Jolie and Angelina Jolie. I'll say that again because I think the president likes her, and Quentin Tarantino, which I think is rather cool. I think storytelling is awesome. I'm also very scientific. That's my passion, and once the science is complete, I like to figure out what can it actually do. That could be hilarious if we play it out completely, so that it is whatever is a security element that we sort of go, oh well, here is why that happens, or here's why that wouldn't happen, and it could be awesomely important to secure all that stuff. And my maniacal attitude, I want to tell you, okay, for sure, it's very alienated, and that childhood that I had, that George Washington, Bobby Fischer, Martin Luther King, Freddie Gray, I can tell you exactly how to secure that and make sure that happens, and make that highly feasible and highly sort of functional. And all those people in Hollywood, okay, and the artists who could then come and visit, and we could do studio work, and I could be in like perfect condition, and it could be some fantasy recording sessions. So I would love to do that, and to make sure that the whole world is healthy. I'm so tired. I can't sleep. Well, sleeping in a bed that's too small for me is really awkward. After a month, you would start to go crazy. After several years, oh my god, you'd be like me, like a walking zombie. And this is, the sociopathic excuse for the psychopathic comments, or indeed predatory attacks, which with a smartphone are just, the world burns, houses burn, genocidal, maniacal sort of earthquakes, psychotic excuses via the socio-logical imbalance of George Washington. Okay, that is it. It's not anything. It's no hype. It's purely science. Once the science is highly complete and functioning, the prototype situation, the entire thing, the most diverse thing that there possibly is, the ultimate diversity, is geography. There is nothing more acutely diverse than that, because they speak a different language there, and you can't even begin to understand that without being a total maniacal jerk-off. Come on. Or worse, Gary Shandling. If you're trying to do an impersonation of Gary Shandling, you've gone too far. Okay, you might as well just be in California at that point. Okay? That is why I left Russia, to come to help you. To help you to achieve maniacal trust. And, as absurd as it all really is, what is it? Hold on a second. Yeah, the public conversation. Looking very bright out here. That is that's a major problem that that's the maniacal element that King George seeks Washington, for Royal Navy. So what is George Washington going to do with that public comment? You know, he's going to flip out because he's not an unknown and not. GPS 1739 influencer? No, influenza. That's what technology can certainly bring when it's global in scope. That as soon as you're able to map out the seas, people go, oh my God, now we know how to get there. We can now go to the other side of the world regularly and bring back rare diseases that will just make us all wonder. And if you don't bring back the navigator, the wise man, it's basically a sort of a yoga, breathing, survival reality. I think that's why yoga comes from some parts unknown, let's say Yeti territory, where people eat cats or something like that. So yoga breathing is sort of how you would survive that, rather than trying to inhale a cigarette as though it were like a brand new commodity. Okay. People, they're like, well, this comes from the New World, it must be godly then, right? Let's inhale tobacco. Okay, it's like inhaling the information. King George sees Washington because they, the Royal Navy, after they come back from the sweaty Caribbean, are loading up with tobacco, like, God damn, we better shower or something. Wash our clothes. Chesapeake Bay, that's what the Puritans were thinking. Yes, definitely Chesapeake Bay. Captain's like, yeah, I ain't going there. That's not the safest. That's the worstest. That's just effest, stupidest. Florida, no, laundromat in Florida. Oh, so genius. But if you don't actually care, this is you end up with a filthomat, which is actually a drugomat. That's why it's so beautiful. But I assure you that a public conversation just polarizes me. No matter how much fun it is, I'm just going at high speed towards a refractory sort of maniacal delusion. That George Washington's maniacal behavior, if he's elsewhere, somewhere where Thomas Jefferson just automatically winds up, okay, the whole statistical analysis there. One's got a big sister, one's got a little sister. One automatically gets the education and the healthy outlook, and the other gets the complete opposite, and is used as a tool, which causes wars and causes chaos. So I absolutely want to be there. Just please contact me directly without the public, I see it and I think, okay, they know, they're listening. This is a phone. George Michael's had a phone.